Hello everyone, today I am bringing you my Pacifica deck profile. This is such an old deck and a favourite of mine that I really enjoy, and I built it around just to get loads of crits in the G-zone and to use the harmony effects as well. So I thought I'd show you guys what it's about. We use one Melra as the starter because she can countercharge, and if your Vanguard's in harmony you can give the front row 3k. This is good for some plays in the G-zone with Twinkle Happiness Pacifica, because you can gain harmony in this deck as well. 4 heals, 2 draw triggers of Fundy, only the 2 because this deck draws enough as it is, and when I run 4 I decked out far too soon. 3 stands of Amelie. You can use Kuruk for the extra attacks, but I quite using Amelie to get the power bonuses on the rear guards. And then 6 crit. You can again use the Loris crit if you really want to. I don't have enough Loris crit to spare to put into this deck, so I just run plain vanilla crits that I like the look of. Grade 1s, I do use 3 Alti. She is a card from Blessing of Divas that when she's bounced you can give another 2 units 2000 power. This isn't restricted to rear guards and is really good to use as well, just to get that little bit of power creep. For Kokori, because Pacifica is a heavy counterblast in terms of her grade 3s, so if you do have to use the grade 3s you've got the counterblast to use spare. To Anya. I really love this card because you can give another card harmony when she goes into harmony, and then you can give 5000 power to everything in the same row and column as this card by resting her and counterblast 1. Not all the time you'll use that, but it is good to use every now and then. I use 1 Ural, which is Soul Blast 2 draw, just to gain that little bit extra draw power to search for the combos and the Pacificas a bit quicker. 1 Nina, just for that counter-charging should you need it. And 2 Shandy. You can replace Ural with a Shandy if you wanted to, but I like just running 2 Shandy because I run 8 grade 3s, so I'm never too shy to stride. Grade 2s, I run 3 Brilliant Ocean Ellies because she provides that extra little bit of guard that you need. Because of running the 8 grade 3s, you're down a grade 2 in my case. But also she can have that little bit extra power as well with the perfect guards being in the drop zone. 3 Shizuku. She's a great way to get your Pacificas that you actually need by dropping 1, checking the top 5 as long as she's in harmony. But also she's great late game to getting that extra bit of power if you've got too many grade 3s in your hand come the end of the game and you need to push. 2 Girls Rock Rio. You can use Amelia in this case, but I use Rio because I didn't have enough Amelias at the time. You can now replace this with Karen if you'd rather use a 9k draw mechanic and you don't have access to Amelia. And then I use 3 Marika. This is where I dropped a grade 2 lineup for my extra grade 3. But this is really good to search out your grade 3s. And she is misprinted. She is meant to be Soul Charge, not Soul Blast, to counter charge and give power. So she's really good though and works so well with the strides. Grade 3s. This shouldn't really come as a shock. I use 3 of each Pacifica. But this is quite fun to do because even if I have to land on a Pacifica grade 3 and use its certain effect, so if I land on top idol I can gain soul to start doing a little bit of stacking with my hand and hand fixing. I can use the limit break of internal idol, and you know you've always got a good break ride to use with the internal. So this is a good grade 3 lineup because it preps you for landing on any card, any version of her. And she also gives enough searchability running it at 3 each. The grade 4s, for Twinkle Happiness Pacifica. This is why I rebuilt the deck, because I really love Twinkle Happiness being able to gain a crit by showing 3 different types and thinning the deck out early game as well. So even if you can't gain that crit early on, it's brilliant for the deck thinning. But I mean, gaining a crit, you've got no problem with Olivia, so you can't really moan. 1 Meiju, should you land on the top idol Pacifica and want to stride with a different one in your hand. So it's not that bad, but it also can set up for Twinkle Happiness as well. If you need to land on top idol and you've got a grade 3 in the drop zone that you really need back. 1 Alprina, you can use this to use the abusive effect of Alti and Marika to keep searching for what you need. I do use 2 Loris. This is where you can tack in the Loris crit if you really want to. Rather than the stand, if you do that, I'd rather not use Amelie and use the Loris crit if I had it spare. But I like using 2 Loris, again gaining a crit. And if I don't need to use the Meiju or the Alprina, these make for perfect flip fodder, as I call it. 2 Nasha, because you're always going to have another grade 3 in your hand to make it a 20k shield. And then 2 Hand in Hand Leona. Goes really nice with Alti and Ellie, because you can gain extra 5ks off those, and Alti can give your Vanguard an extra 2k by bouncing it during that phase as well. So really good, makes for some nice little plays defensively, which is what this deck also tries to work on. She also does work really well with this if you've got 3 Pacificas in your hand. So it is an interesting deck. Pacifica stuff isn't exactly the most expensive to get. I'll be honest, it's hard to get, but it's not overly expensive. And she is a good deck. A little inconsistent because you need 3 different name types. But overall, my review of Pacifica is that it works really well. And I can't moan at how well the deck works. Again, this is another one I want to show off in a lot of games, because I've been working on this one for a while. I would love to see in the next Bermuda set we get something like a Pacifica crit, but for some reason I imagine Pacifica or Riviera would possibly become a G Guardian with the way things are going. Or maybe the Penguins could become a G Guardian for Pacifica. That would be really cute. Not a mermaid, but it'd be cute as anything. So anyway guys, make sure you like and comment on this video if you really enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all the latest video in your feeds. And until the next video guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!